Team Secret's turn to ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Fnatic's turn to ban. Team Secret's turn to ban.
Back all you wonderful people here for day
10
number
seconds remaining.
Yes,
four. It's crazy. There's been so much
5
action.
seconds remaining.
And this is where it really all comes down to for a couple of teams, particularly deciding between upper bracket and lower bracket.
Fnatic's turn to ban.
Already know what's going to happen. Still to be decided in those games happening elsewhere. But this game that we've got, Fnatic versus Secret, Fnatic trying to secure that they won't eliminate
Team Secret's
What do you
turn
mean?
to pick.
trying to ensure that they can get into upper.
Are you saying there's a chance Fnatic could still be?
Technically a way that could happen. The really dangerous technically.
No one wants that. All right.
Well, you know.
Well, no one on Fnatic.
That's right.
Wow.
You don't want to be a
You guys want some
10
heroes?
seconds
Let's
remaining.
go.
We got a draft.
We have
Fnatic's
sort of
turn
done
to
a lot of the math behind the scenes, trying to figure out all the stuff. Secret right now is sitting third in the group. Again, for all you folks out there that are wondering how close this all is. In this series
Fnatic's turn
2-0,
to
they
pick.
get even with BG, and it's really hard to imagine a way that if they win this series 2-0, they don't end up just going straight through or bracket. But dropping the series Fnatic, there's an opportunity there for some of those other teams, whether it's Coast, the Elephant, or the Team Spirits, hop them and leapfrog
10
their way.
seconds
Speaking
remaining.
of leapfrogging, got a Tidehunter.
What?
It's
5
kind of like a
seconds
frog,
How
remaining.
right?
dare you? That's so insulting to the glory that is Tidehunter to be compared to a frog.
I feel like when he gets picked so often, taken down a right?
That is true. He's up there in terms of like some of the most picked heroes right now. Oh,
Team Secret's turn
checking the
to ban.
updates and all that stuff. Yeah, it's been moving around a little bit in terms of like who's popular, who's not. And day one, I feel like we saw quite a bit of like Disruptor and Io and Tidehunter, and I keep catching these Nature's Prophets, which is kind of cool because not really a hero that. I don't know. I feel he's always there, right? Because he's
10
super
seconds
versatile,
remaining.
and you never know if it's going to be the support. It could be a position 1, could be a position 2,
5
could be a position
seconds
3.
remaining.
But the hero has definitely lost a lot of steam over the past I would say
Fnatic's
like
turn
year-ish,
to ban.
when especially ever since they started reducing the damage
Team
on the
Secret's
treants.
turn
It's
to
not
ban.
as easy to just like bully people.
It's true, and not as easy to, even if you don't necessarily 9 out the entire wave, and it's pretty tough to deal with. Now with the IO Secret.
10 seconds
Second
remaining.
Secret game we've gotten to catch. Another one that we saw, I believe, was
5 seconds
but this
remaining.
looks good from that. Again, just sort of mind type of game seen. Occasionally, like this, it's like a very hyper aggressive style, and like the fights that they were running, and I think there's a game with Prophet that was out as well. It looks pretty good, so it feels like this is them spawning strategy that they've already played
Fnatic's turn
themselves.
to ban.
I see that was their win over
Yeah.
Elephant, so stick with the winning strategies here.
I like it. Why not?
It's a good idea.
If it's I'm broke, don't fix it. And if it is broke, switch it up.
Team
The
Secret's
IO
turn
and
to
Disrupt is
ban.
really interesting because it's sometimes a little bit of a counter to the IO, but of course it's mostly known right now for our counter to Tidehunter, and Fnatic themselves have actually played the IO and the Disrupt together versus the Tidehunter before, so they obviously understand that power, and we'll probably be putting quite a bit of respect,
10
perhaps
seconds
enough respect to
remaining.
even move this Tide out of a core role, right? Fairly decent chance, I
5
would say, it gets sent
seconds
to support. Yeah,
Just because.
I mean, as the draft moves on, right?
Okay,
you know,
I see what you're
it's
saying.
Eye on that.
I think now with the band out and the Bloodseeker, Lear, another hero that's been rising up a little bit recently. It's so interesting stuff goes. Covering either throws the out or
Fnatic's turn to ban.
A Morphling ban, so that of course signaling towards maybe that Gyro, right, as a possible hero when you have the IO +1 to watch for, and Morphling didn't well versus the Gyro comp. Also, I think pairs well with the Nature's Brawl and the Tidehunter with some of the timings you can have early, just because Gyro can be active. Of course, you can farm your stacks, you can do your thing, but call down's a nice spell early in the game. Roll up, throw some rockets down, take some objectives. Of course, Gyros these days, they don't shoot a lot of rockets. Take stats and flat cannon jungle.
Although I think we did all the clairvoyance talking about a very aggro one. So
I love that style.
It's kind of like, you know, on a, I mean,
he just wants an excuse to find knee blade.
That's right.
Right? You know,
True.
Any hero will just make his way there eventually.
But I will say that I've not been the biggest
Fnatic's turn
throughout those
to
first
pick.
couple of days. Still gonna ban it out. Fnatic respect potential there.
You should. It's not worth it, honestly. Like the Ursa's already gone too, so it's just like, I don't know. I think Ursa and Gyro to me are still on a little bit better tier. Spirit ran the IO Medusa
10
versus
seconds
Team Secret.
remaining.
Team Secret did beat it, but you know, maybe they were just like, all right,
5
kind of
seconds
good. Perhaps
remaining.
we could opt that up. They've also played against an IO Luna before, and they played against an IO and Weaver/Storm. Of course, that was the Elephant series that they lost, where they had that IO Storm Spear combo that Elephant looked so strong with.
I actually would like the Medusa.
Team Secret's
When you're
turn
playing
to
against the
pick.
Nature's Prophet, it's a really annoying
Spirit.
matchup. And now they take the Storm for Fnatic.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the thing, right? Is that I feel like with these super mobile heroes on Fnatic, I'd be a little bit concerned about picking some Fnatic as a.
I'd also be very concerned for your support duo right now.
10
IO Disruptor
seconds
do not like
remaining.
the looks of Storm Spirit. Like, sometimes you can catch the Storm. Like, you
5
just throw the
seconds
Static Storm
remaining.
and you got him when he like zipped in or something because you had forward vision. That is a little bit of a trap.
Team Secret's
But
turn
more
to pick.
often than not, it is an edge for the Storm Spirit. And so they're going to try and get that punish. So now, if you try and go on these supports and you just get stunned up, you're just going to die. And that's probably going to be for Zai, potentially. Could be position 1, because rumors abound of a position 1 Dragon Knight, I believe, with a
10
Lycan for
seconds
EG,
remaining.
Okay.
and Lycan is still in. Are you
5
liking
seconds
it?
remaining.
So one thing that I am liking about it is
Mhm.
that if you do take that, I feel like you need somebody that's sort of chaos for it's that role kind. Your plan is a counter initiate with a Dragon Knight, something besides just.
Mhm.
So that could be an okay way to make that work.
Fnatic's
Will I can
turn
run
to
in
pick.
first?
We'll do it.
No, they're gonna go back for the Pango. So
Yeah.
this is a similar idea, right? Of like, let's go in, make some action happen. If they decide to jump on board as they're trying to deal with the Pango,
Yeah.
then Dragon Knight at that point.
10 seconds remaining.
Bloodseeker ban, telegraphing.
I mean, yeah, Fnatic knew that too. I'm sure they
5
knew it.
seconds remaining.
Never in doubt.
Trying to figure out if this is a playable Rubik game. Or to do like meh.
Well, actually, you know what? Realistic. I feel like this is the
Mhm.
only question is.
Usually it's a 5
Right.
to try and utilize the treants.
I feel like likewise. you
Team
could-
Secret's
well, the
turn to
Tidehunter.
ban.
Yes. Well, now I mean, who knows what the hell is it's position 1. Although it is a death hero.
Well, the other issue is that I think that you kind of pick this in anticipation of it being a core to try and like punish the IO, like actually
Right.
getting an Orchid and stuff later
10
on.
seconds
you know?
remaining.
So I feel like support, like, I don't see a lot of bully potential
5
from the
seconds
treants, which
remaining.
is usually the key to it being a good support hero. Although, to be fair, they have wound up with a pretty weak wave-pushing duo between Disruptor and IO. So, and then again, Fnatic just picked Vayne, so, you know, they're not exactly shining in that example either.
I like each of these Fnatic heroes individually. It's like pizza and ice cream. You know, this draft looks a little funky to me. I
Fnatic's
like all
turn
the
to ban.
parts, but I'm not sure if it all works.
I don't think I've ever had pizza. I don't think I want to try it. Also, it is
About ice cream.
All right. Well, we have the Fiend's grip here to try and stop the Rolling Thunder.
10 seconds
Right.
remaining.
That is at least
Secrets
one
turn
solid
to
element of
ban.
this, and then the IO +1, you Nightmare one, you Fiend's grip the other. That can be a good duo. Right now, it looks like this is probably a core Tidehunter with that Slark ban. I imagine you're trying to protect that. Absolutely ruined. Then again, if it was a support Tide, I guess you'd be punished. So
10
too much yet.
seconds remaining.
Then the other question: decide to go for the
5 seconds
but
remaining.
end well, or do you think 5?
Fnatic's turn to
Carry right
ban.
now. I feel like it has enough. All of these heroes that I'm seeing. But
Yeah.
I don't know.
I feel like they're gonna do something weird, like some like Dazzle 3. And we're just like, depending on this last pick from Secret, maybe there'll be this big
10
green light for
seconds
Fnatic,
remaining.
and they're just gonna like try and run. You know, play this game down.
5 seconds remaining.
A hero like the Weaver will be really nice. It's hard to match that. I mean, there's a reason why it's banned out so early. Like, you could play like a 4 Weaver and you play the 1
Turn to
Prophet, and you
pick.
just go really aggressive and dive the towers, pressure, take towers early.
Good. I wouldn't mind that at all. If they ban out the Luna, that's a nice pick. Well, what's left then? Or is that? I mean, they ban out
10
the
seconds
Vigil.
remaining.
Yeah, I mean, this is only the second game that Secret have even gotten the IO.
5
It's been
seconds
usually
remaining.
taken first pick against. They're leaving it in, and other teams are grabbing it first.
Fnatic's
But this
turn
time it's been
to
left
pick.
in while Secret had first pick, and they're just gonna, grab another hero, right? They're just going down the list of, all right, who we're gonna pick with IO, who looks okay here, and
Right.
and Ben fits the bill for this one. Has some issues versus Nature's Prophet. Sometimes, historically there have been some issues. One might
10
say,
seconds remaining.
with a certain
Yeah.
Sprout.
Remember those. Not
5
in a
seconds
position where you're gonna be
remaining.
building Battle Fury, so I mean, Ags kind of mitigates that risk a little bit at least. If not the
Mhm.
series can.
Mostly just me. They go back
You
for
now
just
select
TV,
your
so
heroes.
feels like they were just kind of happy with what they have. Just go for a pretty basic lineup. A little curious about it, and it will be the support
Oh.
Prophet in. So DJ takes the Bane and Prophet, Raven, TB. Okay, like if you're Fate, your own hand. I think I would go with the Raven.
Yeah, I think this or Spectre. To me. I also like all of these heroes rest of Fnatic as far as like make base form. Question I have: Dragon Knight get off to a hot start. I make the space and start
10 seconds
map and
remaining.
push Raven and do.
I'm a little worried for Chewin. I feel like this looks rough. Like I feel like you make one mistake and you just die as this storm, right?
Yeah, he's gonna have to play out his mind.
Like DK stun, if the Pango gets like a blink maybe later, it is a 4 Pango, so it could be a while, but if the blink's there and you just get hit by that static storm or chain stun, and then chain stun by the Sven too, right? It's just one single slip up and there's not really the best save from the allies here.
So he's gonna need to go. But then at least the nice part is that he does have that Bane corrupt things a little bit,
Mhm.
and that should allow him to get the BK off. But the question is DJ gonna get enough to like not just get blown up, right? Like what happens if the backline?
I mean, they've done this before, right? They had the same combo, Jazz Prophet, Death Tide, and Chewin on the Storm when they defeated Elephant. It was a shaky game. It came down to like a 40-minute team fight or something, around 35 minutes where they managed to take it, and then they finally had like the massive lead. So maybe we'll see them kind of slow roll this one after that initial sort of like group up and push that you can do with the Nature's Prophet. And yeah, I look forward to seeing what Jabs does, because Jabs also went for a Spirit Vessel into Aghanim's on the support Prophet last time with the shard there too. So obviously one of the best parts about Nature's Prophet is that you can always call audibles the item, right? You're never locked into anything at all. Mech is really cheap these days too, which is kind of cool because the Mech Prophet used to be pretty nice, but then it got a little too expensive. So I would say that like Mech's still viable. I think Drums is probably still viable. Orchid builds are still viable. Necronoma. Oh,
no, it's not. I mean, it's viable, but
it's definitely viable.
doable.
If you guys can find one, grab it, please.
Really
if you want to wait for Book of the Dead, you know, I heard there was a Book of the Dead that really stole the show for Sunsfan and Synderen.
I think that part of that was just.
So
hard.
Synderen, you mean?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah. But I heard there was like screaming. I think the construction workers in the arena were terrified. They didn't understand what Book of the Dead was, and this madman was just like,
The Necronomicon.
I'm doing it, the Book of the Dead!
I love that.
They thought he'd like dusted off some tome upstairs in the arena.
God Lord.
He was a warlock summoning some golem. Ah, warlock.
That's
Ah,
another hero gone. Unbelievable.
hasn't been picked yet, I don't think.
But in Atomic War. All right, all you fine folks out there, Dota fans, we've got a great game getting ready to get underway as soon as we get the Disruptor back into this one. Fnatic versus Team Secret.
Now I'm not saying I have the hero predictions over on my monitor, but if I did, who do you guys think would be the player with the highest total magic or pure damage done to heroes by 10 minutes?
Minutes is a rough one.
And it's magic or pure, so you gotta think about like who has that annoying magic damage in the laning stage.
Dude,
Because sometimes
legitimately,
if
it
someone
could be
throws
Bane.
out, I feel like it's probably Storm with like.
You know what though? This is the other thing.
Oh, what if there's like a Nature's Prophet ulti by 10 minutes though? That's a lot of magic damage.
Consideration damage? That's the real question, right? Because if it does take into consideration magic damage or damage reduction, then Bane gets a big
Lose
boost.
together, win together, slay together, slay together,
See what I'm
slay
saying?
together.
True. But will he even have that many points by 10 minutes? And will he have used it that? I feel like it's
not.
always the annoying laning stage. The only thing that concerns me is some weird jabs ulti by 10 minutes. That's a lot of damage from Nature's Prophet. It's like Zeus, right?
You're gonna have to sort out, man. It's tough.
I only have a minute and 6 seconds.
Oh,
Okay,
rough
alright.
stuff. Well, back to the series, this tournament that's happening.
Dude, this is the tournament. It's the predictions.
Yeah,
This is important.
It's all the important one, exactly. Just scout this out. Oh, Zai, did he get the smoke? Oh, man. DJ barely breaking the smoke there on Zai as they're going for the full 5-man wraparound. They will get the D-ward, though. That's at least some salvation there. Secret. Found this ward. Got out
30 seconds to battle.
Yeah, again, the sort of stakes for these two right now and what they're facing off against Fnatic, very unlikely, but there is a small possibility that if they lose their games and some bad stuff happens with Quincy crew, they could be eliminated in the group. Very low percentage, but it's possible. And Secret looking to try and secure the upper bracket. If they win the games here today, they'll be on the same pedigree as Vici and almost guaranteed to throw in the upper bracket. But do have the Bounty Rune exchange. Starting off for team, not bad.
So Fnatic at the start there did do some scouting with these treants, trying to figure out what's going on with the wards and everything, and they have determined that there's no ward mid for Nisha here on. So we'll see if Joan's able to use that to his advantage. And Yasuo still holding one of the obs up top. The other one, though, as you can see, very deep inside that dire jungle. So keeping an eye on the stacks as well as the potential rotations from the Bane. But of course, you expect that he's going to have to babysit Raven quite a bit. So to me, this mostly just looks like a stacks issue.
A lot of pressure. But likewise, with the Brain Sap, can shove that back right onto Gapsor. But this off-lane IO, you want to talk to me a little bit about this and why people have been so stoked about it and what the sort of thought process is?
All right, so off-lane IO. Basically, you grab yourself a mech. All right, it's pretty sick. And that, you know, mech's cheap. Boom, I solved it for you guys.
Sick, dude.
Do you guys need any more?
Good item.
Yeah. Mech's really buzz. I think Seb was the one who everyone was talking about coming into it, where he played like 12 games straight or something. And I believe OG did actually show that off in one of their games too. So it's here. It's you know, Zai. I know he's tried before to get some of the support heroes into that offlane role. He really wants Witch Doctor. I can very specifically remember that, and I will always look forward to that being an eventual play. But he says it's too bad, and he's right. But, you know, someday, guys, we'll get there.
Day. You can dare to dream. But at least for now, we've been able to get Io played in position for I feel like this is a hero that's been played in almost every role now, but still going to provide a ton of power. TJ trying to get a pull off, not going to happen though.
I wanted to see what Seb did out of curiosity. He had a 6-minute locket into Soul Ring, into a 13-minute mech. Of course, I don't get to see the rest of his items because they won the game at 19 minutes versus Team Undying. So you can tell it went pretty well.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
But against again.
Team Undying.
Of course, afterward, they're able to even up the series. That was the perhaps most surprising thing that was going on inside of Group A. The strength of Undying and what they've been able to do throughout this event, as we've seen a quick little stun there onto death and keep pressure on this Tidehunter. That did open up with the wave pushing in, a slight little side pull action.
Yeah. Jabs, of course, utilizing this Coordinator's Prophet. He has been doing some shenanigans with the treants. He was like blocking up the camps on the first minute, but now we do have the camp spawn, but of course, just because they're there doesn't mean you're going to get to use them. You can see what he's doing. He's just like sending treants in to ensure that the Vools are locked in that small camp and there won't be a pull in.
Fairly low.
I love how he's harassing Puppy down here because he's using the treant where Puppy has to fight it, and he's still dealing with the Vools. So he's just look how much damage Puppy took. That was mostly the Vools, and of course he still has the debuff on, so he's missing all of that tango because of the small camp.
Yeah, it's a ton of pressure, and only the one tango left. Meanwhile, Sven doesn't have any read. 2 sets of tangos and a salve on NP. Could have sniped this courier. Stupendous! Been out of there. So bottom might be run out of regen pretty soon on the old Radiant side as Raven takes a little bit of a beating by Yapsor and Zai together. But so far, so good for Fnatic across the lanes. Take a look at this. They're up. Too bad.
It's insane to think these treants used to do like 10 more damage, and Puppy is still just struggling this hard. You know what I mean? They have so much health. Like, what can you actually do?
Is a disruptor, not a whole hell of a lot.
No.
That's for damn sure.
And he's like spamming Thunderstrike on it, but at this point he's got to be like, this just isn't worth it. Like, he's got 2 mangoes left, and at least he has the stick, but the Nature's Prophet is, it's working in full force, and once again looks to be going for that urn. Also, of course, you can help with the runes.
Nice play.
Oh, that's so sneaky too. And he sends the trees into the bounty rune and denies it up top there. So it takes that away from Nisha, who has an empty bottle right now.
I mean, at the very least, it's a DK, so it's not like, you know, as bad as some of these other heroes that sort of
Radiant's
need
middle
to
tower
have that
is under
room
attack.
for the HP regen.
It'll hurt his farming though. He can't spam as many breathe fires now.
Exactly, and that's going to be an no part to it. So a really good play there from Jabs. It's up top. Zai and Yapsor keeping some amount of pressure onto Raven, although he's been pretty much free farming on this. And it feels like it's just attic lane where Zai and Yapsor are maybe getting outlasted a little bit because of the low base damage got.
Yeah, they're surviving though, getting levels, getting some points into spirits. You know, he will eventually make his way there to the dangerous IO life. Yapsor just feeling very confident walking around here. Like, what is the punish on a Pango here, right? The only way he dies is if he basically messes up a swashbuckle. TJ, can he actually get this courier snipe? Done.
Radiant's courier has been
killed.
killed.
Knew that one was coming, I guess. Makes the movement over, tries to get some harassment.
Dire's middle tower is under
Has the
attack.
brain sap, the turnaround. Actually went aggressively there, though, and now Jabs making the rotation. Zai
First
going
blood.
to get ran down.
Oh,
can he get out?
TJ's coming back in.
Trying to do it, the turnaround. There's the nightmare afterwards. The beatdown onto Zai, looking for him in the trees, and one more punch.
Radiant
No!
structures
Instead,
are
TJ
fortified.
almost dropping down.
The
Zai
ball.
moves over with the spirits, trying to find that
he's
kill.
so
But
low.
one more punch, he gets it too close, and DJ gonna draw first blood.
After all that, DJ gets the courier and then first blood on Zai. He'll dance his way back to the fountain. Unbelievable.
That was sick.
Oh man, Jabs is just making the most of this Nature's Prophet, right? Like, this is what you have to do. When you play this as a support, you need all these early plays. You have to do all the little things, because, you know, Nature's Prophet, it reminds me a lot of, like, Invoker, where You know, you probably always could have played every single fight better. I feel like Nature's Prophet, just by having this benefit of global teleportation, you probably could have played every single interaction in the entire game a little bit better, based on those little tiny decisions you make, right? Like denying runes, getting up top to help out on little ganks, blocking out camps and pulls. It just gives you so much potential that it can be a lot of pressure.
Exactly. Incredibly high ceiling, skill ceiling on hero.
Radiant are
Well,
scanning.
now
Up top, they missed a swashbuckle on the Raven.
Yeah,
Oh, this could have been death, I think, if he hit that.
Death's down bottom, actually. Yeah, you got a little
Could have been
close there.
death.
Bad.
9.
Nisha gonna
Dire's
move
top
up here and
tower
try and take
is
down
under
that tier 1
attack.
tower. Immediately they head out.
Radiant's bottom tower
Down
is
bottom
under attack.
afterwards as well as they killed off Bucky.
Radiant's courier
Gonna take
has
his
been
courier
killed.
also.
Dire's
No
top
mercy.
tower is under attack.
Pressure
Radiant's
going to be
bottom
mounted.
tower
This is
is
the
under
normal
attack.
thing that we see trade off of each. Unfortunately, to her team's secret, just a little ways away from level 6. Otherwise, they maybe could have mounted a fence down here.
Dire's
Oh, they're very
structures
busy
are
up top, though,
fortified.
so they'll be able to take that down.
Dire's top
And
tower
this is the
is under
terrifying
attack.
aspect, is that you have a core IO with
Radiant's
a core
bottom
DK,
tower
and
is under
like,
attack.
this is an extremely tanky duo. What are you going to do when
Dire's
there's a
top
mech and a
tower
holy
is
lock in here?
Put a crying, mate.
Chip vest, too? Oh, that's for
Radiant's
Fnatic. Oh, they got it as
bottom
well.
tower
We got
is
double chip
falling.
vest.
Okay. The story before, but it's going to end differently this time. Double Man takes down the Bane. 8 minutes. Kills.
This is sick, though. Look where they are with the Sven. They're in your jungle for a Terrorblade, right? And this is the classic play you want to do versus a Terrorblade. It's a lot like an Alchemist, but it feels at least viable and a lot easier to do. You actually invade. You take away the stacks. And Terrorblade not really able to punish or play into you unless you get some sick setup for the meta damage. There is an
Radiant's
Arcane Rune, though,
bottom
on
tower
Trent,
is
so
under attack.
could maybe go for a play.
Sort of curious where they prioritize their pressure, and looks like Raven with meta back up 3 points in it is going to try and get some movement on towards
They have Ravage.
on to Nisha right away. No armor left as they move on in with a gush. And
Radiant's
yet,
middle tower
that
is
did
under
not feel like a
attack.
tanky DK.
No, and this is the big
Radiant
play of the
structures
Ti10, right? The
are
threat
fortified.
of Ravage. You can't just like TP in there and try and save Nisha. You know it's tanky, and you know there's a good chance you'll make it there in time, but big scary Fishman.
Dire are scanning.
Online, and now Yapsor also going to get caught as the pullback afterwards. Big old jump down for the kill.
Where did he go?
I mean, I don't know why they're walking in like this. There's a ward back behind the tower, and Fnatic, they'll say, all right, we'll take your kills, we'll
Radiant's
take your
middle
tower,
tower has
we'll
fallen.
take the lead. 2k gold up.
Okay, snuck back there and got that ward down. Very well done there on the Bane. Probably gonna get dewarded, and yeah, there it goes. But hey, it served its purpose, right? You got the tower.
Now another move down towards bottom. Just keep the train rolling. Relocate comes in afterwards, though. They want to break this one up. The Ravage a little bit too early. They will kill off Puppy, and afterwards the Sun Death doesn't have the mana for the TC with the walk away. And it looks like with that, they're going to be able to get out of there. On the other side of the map, the Tumbleman just ran in and killed off Jabs. So back and forth we go, and now Chewin has to be a little bit careful. He zipped into that one. Trying to zip away. It's down very low. If he's able to get out of here, this is good, but I don't think it's enough space created. Chewin, nice.
I even lost the raindrop there too.
Oh,
Couldn't get out.
man.
The real pain.
And there was a in this one. Oh, yes. God, imagine what could have been.
Losing runes of Storm Spirit. It's a sad
Dire's
life.
middle tower is under attack. Dire's
All right, so
structures
some
are
quick
fortified.
answers back here from Secret then, between the kills on bottom and the top, and then right through the mid lane too. And now they're pressuring these towers, and they know there's no Ravage. That threat is now gone, which I have to say, a bit of a worrying Ravage down bottom, I think, just for a kill on a support.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
Still have some good room for Raven to farm. They weren't able to, Fnatic, get that much pressure for that bottom tower. Yapster's going to head off to the side and try and get out of there. Almost level 6 for
Death,
him.
though. He's in trouble. They did pop the stun right away, but he has no TP.
Yeah, they have Glimpse also, and he is going to fall. Another kill by Secret, and
Eventually, yeah.
found Zai in the jungle, so both offlaners going. Jay making the move. back and forth we go across the map. These little skirmishes that keep on happening. That is one thing to sort of keep in mind, is that Secret have some great like potential with the 4 points and glimpse, and obviously find the DK, that single target lockdown, and then likewise
Radiant's
the Bane
middle
and then the
tower
global
is under
potential.
attack.
And you can see this vision that DJ's trying to get rid of here, as there are a lot of wards in both of their jungles, both their ancients and their top. What Jabs has been doing has been very interesting. He's sitting in the dead lane up top, he's catching the waves as they come into the tower, and then he's forming this barricade wall of trance to try and push out Matu and give back some of this jungle space to Raven. He just wants to make it so that like Matu is aware that they have full vision on him. And look at that, the nice plays, setting the treants in. That is
The bounty rune too.
all right, that would have been full disaster. He did deny an illusion rune though.
Wait, they just smoked in front of the treants. Oh, Puppy's upset. He saw that. They know that this smoke is scouted. Pinged immediately the area, and now Fnatic's just going to back out. Jab's doing a lot on this MP.
Yeah, and that's the thing, again, though, you have to do this on this hero to make it worth it, right?
Absolutely.
Because there's a lot of things that you're lacking about other heroes. It's more about that
Dire's
brain
top
power,
tower
so
is under
Jab's
attack.
5 heading his way through this
Radiant's bottom tower is under
Various points
attack.
throughout this past year, it's felt like he's been the most valuable player. Think back to some of those amazing
Dire
performances he
are
had. A clockwork game where he's able to pick up a rapier at
Radiant's
the last
bottom
second
tower
and
is under
end
attack.
that series. Well,
I mean, you got to be
Dire's top
confident
tower
as
is under
hell to
attack.
take position 4 away from DJ.
yeah.
I mean, I know that
It's
they're
true.
sharing some of this load and stuff, but like he is like the walk, you know, he's backed up all that talk that, you know, we've heard about in terms of
The minute though.
Dire's
See
middle
now,
tower is
speaking
under
of DJ,
attack.
Nightmares himself tries to back away, will eventually go down dead. Has Ravage available, does he pop it? He's gonna be interrupted, the Ravage finally comes out, Raven trying to bring down one, Nisha in some trouble, the right clicks come through, now Matama good, reflection, done.
That hood on death coming through in the clutch right at the end in combination with a chipped vest, just tanky enough to get through everything and pop off that Ravage. Much needed to reset that fight, taking down Nisha and Matu.
Zai, I mean, he had 20 stacks of the Holy Locket, and they still couldn't keep these heroes alive throughout the course of that fight. This is supposed to be a window. I mean,
It really
I
is.
feel like Io should be pretty strong, but even before Terrorblade really gets fully online, just having the Dragon Lance, it looks like it's enough to fight.
Yeah, you're expecting this to be a game where Fnatic are forced into fighting under their towers and stuff because there's pressure from a DK and an IO, but instead they're actually invading, taking some space away from Team Secret, and Secret kind of respecting that. Yeah, again, like they're never coming back.
Yeah.
You lost them.
I mean, that's probably a good portion of the net worth. Look at Matama, man. He comes back in to farm these, and the Treants keep blocking
dude,
it out.
If they sentry this, I'm just gonna lose it. Like if they come over trying to get a D ward, like, oh, they blocked our camps, guys. Treant just wanders back in. Yeah, maybe that's why Nisha went Midas, you know? It's just he's saving it for when he rolls up to an ancient camp and there's a Treant sitting in, and he's like, ah!
I gotcha.
Yeah.
Another smoke up. They're going to head over this direction. But in the meantime, Matumbo Man, because there weren't any
it's
ancients to farm,
it's the
he
DJ
had to go
classic.
there.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Juin, getting chased down. He might die for this one. Do they find the stun in time? Can't quite
Radiant's
get
top
there.
tower is under attack.
Jabs are taking this down on the other side of the map. They will lose DJ.
Yeah, so what happened was that they were smoking towards bottom, and DJ popped the smoke. Yeah, they're going back in.
That's 3 rounds
And look,
in a row.
he's got one on the bounty rune, too.
Jabs is a monster on this Nature's Prophet.
Yeah, so DJ actually intentionally popped the smoke, and when that smoke popped, that's when they tried to go top to make the save play, too. And then they still end up, of course, losing Matu, who is now just back on that wave top again. Visiting his own grave.
Unbelievable. And
Radiant
again, like,
are
so
scanning.
you look at all of those situations, the net worth differential that's existing, and then on top of that, the fact that Matuma Man has to go farm these more
zipping mid.
dangerous areas.
Free Orchid kill under, yeah. That's just gone. They were smoking bottom. DJ was trying to lead with the arrow there to come down and push this tower. And Nisha, already having popped the ultimate, would be in a weakened state here.
They have to change
Oh,
things
16 minutes. Is the Treant gonna make there in time? Oh yeah, don't worry, he's got it. Oh my god. When's the last time these ancients actually spawned?
up. Literally.
Oh wait, hurry! Hurry! Oh, it's a race against the clock! Oh, he's so
Get there
good!
again.
Oh wait, no, you missed the camp! Ah, boom!
Dire's top tower is under attack.
No.
Yeah,
Come on.
terrible.
Radiant
Can you imagine?
structures are
He
fortified.
is he is single-handedly responsible for this 3K gold lead.
Yeah.
Just those moves right there of locking the camps with the
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Alright, well, Your bottom tower is under attack. Their top tower is under
Dire's
attack.
top tower is under attack.
See if anyone is going to get the full
Radiant's
finish on the tier 2. So
bottom
yeah,
tower
he'll
is
very
falling.
quickly do Fnatic and grabs one. Stacks on down.
Backs away, looking for the glimpse now, maybe. They pull back one. It's on to DJ.
Not the one they wanted.
Radiant's
Dodge
bottom
again.
tower is
Time
under
tier 2
attack.
tower gets taken, they can take out this outpost again.
They're gonna go-
Someone finds as well.
They're going to go Roach.
Gotta do something.
Yeah, no, they need something that Fnatic can't do. Can't farm their ancients. Oh, they actually. He's gonna. Oh my God, they're coming again.
Yeah.
How is he always on this timer? Oh no, he's not gonna make it again, is he?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Radiant's
He's literally
bottom
there
tower
again.
is
I don't
under
care about anything
attack.
else in this game except seeing being
And the Treant scout out that Roche is there. They're looking to jump into this one. Maybe is it going to fall quickly enough? TP'd into it. John! Oh my God!
Okay, all right, I'm done. I'm done.
Should you monster?
Looking good.
This is the most tilting game of Fighting for Secret I've ever seen. Can you imagine? Matumba, man, you pop God's Strength, you want to hit Ancients, and they keep on just spamming lines and blocking them out with Treants. Unreal.
Who doesn't drive by a snatch in the TI group stage?
That was nuts. We gotta get a replay of that one right here.
The worst part is that we just have to give all the credit to Jabskin because he scouted it out.
He did.
I'm trying to credit other people, but look at little Treant comes in. It's like, yeah, well, I'll just blocking your ancients. What are you guys doing? Oh, hey, woo!
Yes, it
Dude,
died.
and Yasser's trying to cover it with the Rolling Thunder. How many heroes are able to make that play?
And he got it. He got the kill too.
It's just like, yeah, we can't even call it a snatch. That's the worst part.
Yeah.
It's like, excuse me, that is actually my Roche and my Aegis.
Oh man, unreal. His Ancient's still not spawning.
Never again. Matsu doesn't even come back.
Yeah, he's like, I'm done with this. Get me out of here.
Dire's top tower
18
is
minutes,
under attack.
5,000 gold lead. And listen, no matter what happens in this game, Nature's Prophet is being banned first phase
Radiant's
game
middle
2.
tower is under
question.
attack.
I would agree. Oh, well, speaking of the devil here, he's coming back in, thinking about a little TP. He's coming to the ancients. Ah, my home.
It's like migration.
Look at him scouting with the Treants too, putting them in behind that tower like that up top. Trying to see if anyone's coming through, and they're actually just going to TP out. They're going to group up and smoke by the looks of it here on
okay.
Secret. Either that or just like fan out and look for wards, as they will again find one upon this
I've
pillar.
been wanting this.
Huh? In front of them. Jump comes. The pullback is there. Do they have enough damage? Very tanky with the Midas BKB. It's not enough.
Radiant's middle tower
Almost
is under
down
attack.
dead yet again, and now the tier 2 tower are going to be claimed if they want to.
And the thing is, Yapsor was like 300 gold away from
Radiant's
that Blink
top
Dagger too,
tower
right?
is
And
under
part of
attack.
that comes down to, again, the lack of net worth on your cores. They're taking some of those more
Radiant
dangerous
structures
waves, right? Like
are
that's why Matsu's
fortified.
dying. The player who usually gets those waves is Yapsor.
Yes.
Everyone, you know, it bleeds down, right? It hurts those at the bottom. There is actually no trickle-down effect, it turns out, because those carries, once they lose their ancients, they just kind of stop the flood. They just take all the gold that they can find.
Radiant's top tower
So
is under
Parablade
attack.
now, both Raven and Chuan are top net worths in this game.
Oh, he's going in again. He's got this Aegis.
Oh, looking for Matumba Man. Jabs there afterwards. They do go for the relocate away. But here's the thing that's
Dire's
frustrating.
bottom
This
tower
is not
is
a
under
position
attack.
for Io. This
Radiant's
is the
top
3 that's
tower
going to
is
end up
under
falling
attack.
right now.
And the way they play that too, right? You might think like, why aren't they jumping on the IO? But like, if you orchid the IO, then there's a chance that like the Sven stuns you and you still manage to get off like some sort of a saving relocate play after. If you just focus on the Sven and force the relocate, you're getting the core hero anyway.
Exactly.
He's coming back.
Problem. Well, continuing to build the lead, Fnatic. I will say that it doesn't feel like most of the things that have happened have been a natural extension of just having those ancients blocked and then, you know, Secret being forced to go into some weird moves. It doesn't feel like Fnatic have had to make that like big aggressive play themselves yet. The game's kind of playing itself. Do you think they need to get anything done with this Aegis?
You gotta watch this Aegis though. It might die first. It's gonna be close.
Is that one? But also a kill.
3. No, no time. The Ancients.
Slay together, slay together.
Oh, they died
slay
first!
Oh,
It was too late!
not perfectly timed.
Amazing
They
what
actually
you
glad that you
found.
want to
Regeneration.
They're pinging. They're like,
Yeah,
finally.
stop them! Get them away from the Ancients!
Oh, they're gonna come to kill him.
They're gonna
Yeah,
kill him.
from downtown. They jump on top of him and get the finish.
Down.
Wow.
Look at the confidence from Jabs. He just TV's right behind that
Does
tower.
not carry. He's taunting in the ulti. No fears.
Approach you.
Oh, Jun is careful about a glimpse back. Timing is off. We'll pull him back into the
Radiant's
base by now.
top tower is under attack.
Nonetheless, the pressure is being mounted. Fnatic, one of the two teams Southeast Asia, hoping to move
Radiant's
forward
top tower has fallen.
and represent their region, along with Ti10. They've both had
Radiant's
some
middle
big
tower is under
revitalizations
attack.
over the past couple of days. Feels like they're starting to find their form. See if they can keep it up here.
I feel like I haven't
Radiant's
talked about
middle
Raven this
tower
entire
is
game, and I feel like he's just been chilling, right? Like, what does he have to do? I mean, he had some great plays. He showed up with his metas and stuff when he was needed, but other than that, it just feels like this chaos from his teammates is just giving him everything he wants on this map, and now well on his way to a Scott. He's nearly there.
Grit, no slouches, not ones to roll over if things get messy. They're going to smoke out as
Invisibility.
5. And Raven, already on the other side of the map, they saw Jabs down here, but
Not who they want, though.
Die are scanning.
secretly they might.
Mentally, you know, it could be a good morale boost to kill him. As we do have, of course, Matu has the buff, right? He's got the big swings thanks to the shard on Puppy. Part of the strat here, I'm sure.
They're just going to say, all right, we're going to finally get some farm on these carry. Been too long.
Death coming in here.
Oh.
Radiant's top tower is under
Area
attack.
pulls in onto one, trying to find that kill with the roll back and forth. Pushes down to the low ground though. The stun comes afterwards. Can they control Puppy? Right clicks come through. Able to get that Fiend's grip, but afterwards broken. Now the Tumble Man backs away. The side to pull in the Ravage. It's going to connect. He's trying to get him out, but it's not going to happen. Sai under control, still sitting there, unused. They can't do it. And another fight won by Fnatic.
Oh, great timing on that Ravage, and of course that's Death coming back in from the glimpse out of the fight.
Yeah.
TP to that tier 2, but he wasn't actually that far away. He was only the tier 1 mid. Could have been an intentional like force out of the glimpse like that. Sometimes you'll see players do that. Oh yeah, Sar.
They got him.
Yeah, I thought you were gonna have this one, but not so much here.
Chase down, and one more punch does the job. Fnatic, they came to play on this day 4. They are looking to close this one out and go into that main event, the hot streak. On the other side, Secret, you know, you got to be careful here. You lose this series, it's kind of okay, but I think next up they're facing Beat, if I'm not mistaken, and if that happens, suddenly the upper bracket could get away from them.
Yeah. And, you know, what's really interesting too is Death, like, he's so far in this game because of the way that they played and everything, and Puppy going for this shard, he's going for Solar Crescents. He's not going to have an Ag, so in terms of Disruptor versus Tidehunter, that counter does not exist in this game, right? He has BKB, and if you're not going to commit for the Aghanim Scepter, then you've lost out on this potential from the draft. Instead, they're trying to use it offensively to try and boost up Matu's game, probably because his game's gone so poorly. Like, you know, your Sven needs to be ahead.
Yes.
That's a matter of being even. He's supposed to be like 2K gold up right now.
But it does end up coming at the cost of said Death having this complete what he
Radiant's
wants.
top tower is under attack.
So we'll see what ends up happening now, but right this moment you can kind of tell the higher map section of the Radiant jungle blocked out. Man, look at the vision that they're sort of taking and sending into this area just to ensure that there's safe places
Radiant's top tower
for
is
the
under
Tumble Man to
attack.
farm. They have to get the Sven big to be able to try and counter what Raven's
Dire's
doing on
bottom
this
tower is
terribly.
under attack.
Scotty done for Raven. 30 seconds until Roche is going to respawn. Relatively short one. This could be a quick move into the pit for Fnatic.
I do love how Jab's is just waddling around on this map the way with his Vanguard. Like, he's so slow. Look at him go.
It's true.
It's like, I teleport. I don't need boots.
Garden going in.
Value. Very good game for it, that's for sure. Yeah, it should just be next row. She said 3 seconds, and that should catch it there. So they'll be well aware when that pops.
Whoa, what'd I miss?
Death gonna run into Roche here, perhaps, if he wanders on over here. How fast can they rush? Pretty damn fast.
Realize it though. Maybe they thought that the
Oh,
remnant popped afterwards. Yeah. Check. Well, this is a little scary. I mean, obviously, if you try and force a fight right now, then end up losing out on Roche if Secret win that engagement. feels like Fnatic are just comfortable waiting. Don't need to pressure. What? For a fight?
I think
Dude, he's just a bully. Oh, God, this guy snatches an Aegis, runs around, just kills a bunch of people. Jab's able to secure that kill. The end with the ulti.
it's always frightening in these kind of games versus a team like Team Secret, because you know that they have this experience and they have a lot of good like backlog knowledge of how to come back in a game.
And
Right?
they've done it before.
They have done it before. This game is particularly difficult, though, because of so many reasons. Number one, probably because of the vision game, just because of jabs. That really hurts you, right? You've seen them burning through these smokes, because the only way they can make an aggressive play is smoking, because you're going to run into treants at some point because of the way the jabs is using them. The second thing is that they've gone for a two-core lineup, right? They have sacrificed the hell out of Zai. And that can be great when you have two heroes that are just giant. Well, you could have expected a game like this, but because they weren't allowed to get any farm on this DK and the Sven, now you just have two like weaker cores. You're just straight up down a core at this point. I mean, Jabs is ahead of Zai.
The seeds of fortune.
And in that regard, they essentially have 4 cores on the side of Fnatic.
4 is better than 2.
That's your Dolphin.
Yeah, next round of items coming out here as the Aegis card is picked up, and very, very large. That's the Ti10 shard too, so you can become a tower sieger.
Oh, I love that shard. It is so good.
Radiant's middle tower is
And
under
plus, it's an
attack.
IL+1, right?
Yeah.
Multiple heroes in the anchor smash, that's value.
Shot this wave, they get it back together. There's a D up top, and this might be time to go now, finally, for Fnatic.
Dire are scanning.
Up. Down to the south is Matumba Man. Dire scanning, look at somebody. Finding it though.
Think the outpost back?
Grit, it's their play. I feel like it really just feels like they can only sit here and wait for high ground and hope for a mess up from Fnatic.
Yeah. How do you kill Raven?
This is a mess up right here. DJ gets jumped on right at the start. It only takes a second, jump forward, jump back. Good. Already used a lot of mana here. Have to be careful about their movement. They bought back on Bane and they're ready to go again. With no Static Storm and no Rolling Thunder, Fnatic, they're ready to go.
Well, not Jabs, though. He's actually farming Aces trying to finish his Shiva's guard. He's 200 gold away.
Radiant's
No, I'm dead serious. He doesn't want to come yet. Can you guys kill that tower, please? Hurry up.
Take care of that.
I want my item.
Chase down. Nisha ready. Stun there. Matumba Man trying to beat him down. The jump for the backlines. Hoping to find Zai. They were able to get him. BKB out. Buyback now on the Tide. That has been used though.
Jabs is still farming.
Literally AFK
He's got it.
farming.
He's got it. I'm coming, guys.
Classic pub experience right now.
Death and DJ have bought back already. But Jabs is now ready to contribute.
Fnatic.
Oh, what'd I miss?
That's it. Gets the ball. They found Nisha. Jumps the backlines. Jabs immediately into very.
No, the Shiva.
Oh my god, are they going to sunder him? No, they're not going to sunder, but the turn. Able to get the relocate out. Last second.
Radiant's bottom
But he still had some
tower is
time.
under attack.
Wait, what? Where did they die? Oh my
Radiant's
god.
bottom
In the
tower
fountain,
is
they
falling.
managed to find the kill.
Radiant's
Orchid
bottom
sold.
barracks are under attack.
Soulburn got him for
Radiant's bottom-
547.
And they're
Radiant's
still
bottom-
getting the bean script.
Yeah.
Oh
It was
man.
a pure damage, baby.
Unreal. Roll back through.
Dire's
Static
top
Storm
tower
combo
is
yet
under
again.
attack.
Do they have enough to bring them down though? Raven is there. Has
2 seconds,
Thunder
Thunder.
up into the turn for the kill. Fnatic. They came to play on this day number 4. Looking solid in this one. The IO buyback. Will it be enough? Raven down low. Still has the Aegis afterwards. Who cares? It's just going to sunder up DJ. Now the treants will spawn. The buildings will fall.
Radiant's middle
Fnatic
tower has
looking to
fallen.
go up here.
Yeah, chewing the eggs when that gets delivered. I think that's a solid stroke. I don't think you can fight stone eggs at this point.
By that.
He's so powerful right now. But look how low he looks like he's the one with the Aegis.
So
Radiant's
Di
middle barracks
falls
has
apart
fallen.
right there towards the end, and Fnatic with that are actually going to respect the potential, and they're going to try and head out of their deck. A bold TP,
Yeah.
and in the end will be brought down. So it does look like Secret able
Radiant's
to
middle
hold on.
barracks are under attack.
racks down. 17,000 gold after 1 billion buybacks from Secret.
Yeah, that was a classic, like, oh, they're probably just gonna GG. So they may have lost someone for nothing, but that's fine. It's not gonna matter in the end. Well, more than likely. You never know. Perhaps here we'll be able to find that comeback, but I think Fnatic just looking so strong in the next team fight again. Like, Ravage and Stormags versus these heroes, that's a very dangerous combination. Like, if he catches these BKBs down,
right. Well, and the plus side too for Secret is that you also are about to run out on the Aegis for Terrorblade.
yeah.
So that does open up some possibilities here, but you said it's hard to imagine fighting into that big wombo combo that we.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Di, in the meantime, finishing that Glimmer Cape and the mech, and Nisha is starting to slap.
Yeah, they did give up a tower because of that.
Yeah.
This is completely
Dire's
free.
middle tower has fallen.
Of course, I say that, I feel like Chuan's just like, someone's holding them back right now. Yeah, did you see
Dire's
that?
bottom tower is under
I
attack.
can do this, yes.
Let the fun begin. Over here now.
Is out these side lanes again. Jabs on this fit. Are 3 minutes away from Roche. Gone. Still,
I'll take that.
we have to think about what happens this Dragon Knight gets more farmed. Like you talked about the 4 cores that Fnatic have. The IO does kind of turn these heroes into super carries. And I think that Dragon Knight is one of those that's perpetually underrated how strong it can be if you actually get items.
Well, especially the Ags, right? Which theoretically, we're going to third Roche,
Oh, that's a good point.
right? We might have something there.
There's a possibility if they can win a fight. That's going to be the hard part, right? Is
Yes.
winning that fight.
The seeds of fortune. A gift from the tempest of
Puppy,
battle.
after going in for the Aghanim Shard, is queuing up the Scepter and is what, 1,400 gold away from this one point? Nice pickup. Make all the difference in the world.
He has found a ton of gold, actually. That is crazy. I mean, clearly they're prioritizing him and giving him a lot of space, and he's one of the better heroes at this point and pushing up the waves because he has Max Thunderstrike and the talent.
Though Fnatic smoked up.
Haste.
Well, fight over here. Matumba Man, the one that's going to break it.
Well, watch this Linken's on
Gotta be
Chuan.
careful. Looking for the jump. Dad finds an opening. They pull back onto 2 Ravage afterwards, but they have Isle nearby. Can he keep him blocked? No, he got Nightmare. Oh, DJ, what a play! The interrupt before the relocate could come out, and now they follow for more. 6 stuff from the squad. Fnatic found out that Secret had, and they put a sock in it. Now looking for more afterwards. Fnatic with no buyback. They have the Fiend script from far away. Nisha gets chased down, but will go with Biz. That Glimmer Cape keeping him survivable. As in the prize, Fnatic focus back towards the tier 4 towers, or going for the racks. Really well played by Fnatic in that last engage.
Jabs us back, and look at the army.
Yeah, he's here.
Got a couple of the
Radiant's
greater
top
treants in there,
tower.
too. Taking things down with the shard.
Radiant's top barracks
And
are
that is
under
Megas.
attack. Radiant's top barracks has
And I
fallen.
mean, again,
Dire
just like
now have
individual
victories.
effort from each players of Fnatic, they jump on one side, and DJ having that presence of mind to find the IO and interrupt that relocate.
And also just like Death being so confident, just like jump with the Ravage, right? Because that's all you need. Once you have Storm Ags, just if you catch me without BKB, just Ravage. Like 2 heroes is just so game winning. They know that those bigger heroes too, like the Sven and the DK, are going to be spending out every time. They're not going to keep buyback because there's so much pressure on them to have a really high damage value right now. Plus, they're both transformation heroes. You have God Strike and you have Dragon Form. They're not buyback heroes, right? It's a one and done. If they are there without BKB, you ravage them.
1,000 gold lead, and Roche going to be a 2-minute long respawn. Allow all abilities to come back up again. So that gives you enough time, Puppy, to finish off the Aghanim Scepter. Still 900 gold away, just about.
Radiant are
This
scanning.
Philosopher's Stone, you know, can work. Get there or not. Even with the Ags, it's sort of going to require a
It's tough.
pretty big flub from Fnatic for them to win.
I feel like, yeah, I mean, it's megas. Like, I feel like it would have to be like some crazy like blink eggs where like they don't even think there's a chance that it's happening, so they're clumped up, and maybe you catch like 3 or 4 of them or something, and Sven's just wailing away. But you know, they have the heroes. It's not completely over.
But away, and so you just gotta sit back and think about The sins of the past.
If you do manage to lose this game as Fnatic, that 5% chance becomes much higher just due to morale, I feel like.
Right, that's true.
I feel like Fnatic just... I feel like they're respecting Secret a lot, which, you know, I would say is a good sign right now.
Absolutely.
Because they're giving very few opportunities for Secret to get back into this one. They're not... They made that one perhaps a little bit too long in the mid lane, but...
Regeneration!
Very chill play, patiently waiting for Roche, keeping an eye on it with the trance. Now, Secret's credit, they have a ward of... So, we'll probably see some movement near the pit when it's actually happening. We might get a fight there thanks to the relocate.
Ha!
I will also say that, I mentioned this earlier, I don't see a world where Jabs doesn't get banned out on Nature's Prophet for game. I mean, to be fair though,
too frustrating.
It is a puppy situation. Puppy has, you know,
that's true in two ways. Number one, maybe Puppy wants to play it. Number two, the stubbornness.
Yeah,
I assume is what you mean.
Stubbornness about, like, you know, strong beliefs on the draft. And I mean, when you're right, you win everything, and when you're wrong, it's crazy to people on the outside looking in. The only pro player to have been to every TI. Trying to continue that streak here if they can pull this one back. But Fnatic looking in control, complete control of this one, with the refresher charge soon to be on death. Assuming we're going to see. I don't want anything.
No cares. Yeah.
Secret, can you hold perfect fight look like, Trent?
For Team Secret, the perfect fight.
Nice.
It's happening.
Yeah.
Possible. I mean, it's got to be the Storm and the TB. I mean, TB has Aegis, so we kind of ignore TB. Maybe TB just like tries to siege without meta and then loses Aegis. That could be nice, right? That happens sometimes. You know, they're just sitting there like holding until after, same with the BKB, and then you catch them with the Ags on the summon. That would be a good start. They have to be unsuspecting of the Ags, and Puppy's covering that right now, right? He's smoked up with the Ninja Gear. Perfect item in this exact scenario. He does not want them to know that it's ready and up.
Gear action. Will Fnatic give them an opportunity, or are they just gonna run it on in and take the buildings, all of them, once?
I feel like
steady.
Trent's gonna bait that with a zip.
Jumps in, holds for one. They find an opening. The roll through. Wants to get this kill on the Storm. There it is. No BKB reaction. The control is there. Deadpool with a follow-up, and the BKB, it's gonna be enough.
Oh, he bought back.
They turn around, looking for more now. The jump out. Jabs trying to TP away.
Oh, the long jump.
Get out of it. From range. Pulls back on the two. Side trying to get that relocate, but they're able to interrupt. Nice combination. Comes out without pressure. And, well, looking for any more. Nisha ends up falling. But Tumbleman, the last one, well, no, with the reload or the buyback, they might be able to do something more here. But there's no God strength. It's just so hard.
Yeah, they're scared though.
Stunned. They're running. The chase down, a couple of punches. They're able to find the kill. Sunder afterwards get a little bit of a retreat away. So they did also lose Jabs in all of that again.
Yeah.
Stupendous!
That was a nice static turn to start things off there to force that first death on the Storm Spirit and then get him into the buyback and the giant zip. What a classic Storm play. Zipping from the outpost and you get there with no mana.
Yeah, that was a little dubious. Just like that. We end up in a very close situation.
I didn't get a fight recap, I was curious. Nice. Quite a big gain there, even with 3 buybacks.
Absolutely. Oh, and there we go.
Has been killed.
DJ just drops.
I'll take the blame on that one.
Nobody's.
They got a gem out of that too. Well, that was the problem, is that nobody saw it. You see that? You see, nobody saw the kill because I was making you do stuff. Oh, we can replay it. We can replay it. Boom. Technology.
Big replay.
So this is that initial static storm coming through, as you get great blink from Yapsor there to get him stuck inside the static storm in the first place. Boom, that's like step number 1 in the fight, right? Death had the Ravage, but Matu with a good timing on the BKB. Then you can see this buyback, TV to the outpost on the mini-map at the bottom of your screen. Look at this. Woo! Does a little like 180 halfway through there. Then pops the refresher, I believe, yeah, right there for the second hole. Pretty cool. Gets the second damage there, but then they couldn't finish because then you're kind of out of resources this storm.
It got a little bit funky in the again, this situation where you dive in that quickly, you need to be able to find those kills and then transfer that into actual building damage, and it didn't end up happening. Raven still has a minute and a half left on this Aegis. Meta ready to go for a round 2. We'll see if Fnatic want to make it happen, but again, you lose heroes at this point. The buyback status becomes a problem.
Raven just got the tome as well for the 25, so he's the plus 20 on the Metamorphosis duration, not the Sunder cooldown.
Well, they opt to go again with this Aegis. They're going to smoke up, and it looks like they're heading in.
Look at Yasser, he's so ready for this right now. He's actually preparing for this sort of a play, wondering like where they're going to be smoking and everything, and if they show up, he can just TP out.
Down mid. Oh no, Puppy's showing on the lane. This is a huge kill if they can get him.
They don't want to jump that early though. And look, they have the treants. They kind of know this is bait.
And to the side, Jabs ready to jump on the back line. There it is! They find one with the Fiend Script, able to take down Matu on the other side. Oh, it's so much control and not a whole hell of a lot of answers. Oh, Zai trying to keep Nisha alive. The turnaround with the Static Storm might be enough to take down Death. They actually pull back in one. That's on Jabs, but it's not enough for the kill.
So tough.
It's an incredibly hard fight for Secret to take, and Fnatic, after killing Matumba Man, having no buyback on him, they're going to focus down these buildings, and a long duration meta should enable them to slowly but steadily whittle this down.
They knew all that matters is Matu PKB, so they just jumped in right away. He didn't get off in time, fine stuff.
Jump in afterwards, the pullback, Chuan able to focus one, Yapsor starting to drop down the other, and with that, GG is called. Fnatic taking game number 1 in 42 minutes. This starts to raise some interesting questions from the groups. I think a lot of people just expected Secret to come in here and close this one out in an easy 2 game.